Hello friends, I am Sosin, the Faculty of Anthropology at Sosin classes. As the mains of UPSC 2020 is approaching, all the students are on a run. Most of you are in the last minute run. So I thought of starting a new series for the students who are appearing at the main examination of UPSC with the optional of anthropology. The series is titled ANTHRORUN for UPSC Mains 2020. In this series, we will discuss questions that are significant for the upcoming main examination, along with the structures, providing you with information on the sources from where such information can be extracted. The questions for ANTHRORUN 2020 are extracted from important areas list that we have provided on Sosin Classes website. If you do not have the questions list, you can get the link from the link that I have attached in the comment section below. There are some questions that I am showing on the whiteboard. This is a short list of 7 questions. The entire list of questions looks as such. This list has 50 questions. All of these mandatorily should be prepared by you for the upcoming exam, because you know that your optional subject, in this case anthropology, has been chosen by you to be the game changer in the UPSC selection. And through this optional subject, you wanted to achieve your dream of IAS. Now, as a part of ANTHRORUN, apart from several other areas that are significant based on the Anthro current affairs for the year, I am also incorporating questions related to the pandemic, because it is not simply that the pandemic has affected several of us, including several students, but the discipline and the related studies also had been in a way enriched by the so-called pandemic and related researches. With this belief and prior, I am starting this discussion of different questions for ANTHRORUN for the main exam 2020. In each of these videos, I would select one or a few questions, and I am going to give the basic structure of the questions. The area of discussion for the day is use of anthropology in addressing globally prevailing ethnocentrism. Now let us have a look at the structure. You have to begin your answer by defining ethnocentrism. See, ethnocentrism, as most of you know, is a universal belief among the peoples and among the cultures that their culture is superior to the others. You might question here in this regard my statement of universal, especially in the context of a simple tribal, rural and folk societies. But as Evans Pritchard says, newer are of the belief that they live in the best of the countries in the world. So it shows that the field of ethnocentrism is not unique to more evolved, developed or civilized societies or mainstream societies. It is also a phenomenon in the simple societies as well. The discipline of anthropology considers ethnocentrism because it is a twin principle that comes along with cultural relativism. In fact, cultural relativism is a response to ethnocentrism. It considers ethnocentrism as a stumbling block in understanding the other peoples and cultures. It recognizes the prevailing ethnocentrism across all facets of human life across the world. And see, it is here that your question of globally prevailing ethnocentrism comes into picture. Now here what you have to do is, you have to give some examples to show the all prevailing ethnocentrism across the world. I am here enumerating some of the references, some of the examples. So based on the information that you have, data, examples that you have, you can use these comparisons, these instances as references. Maybe perhaps you can put all of them maybe in a table, maybe in a pointed format, adding the examples from your site. Say for example, the Western and mainstream societies considering their own developmental models to be superior to the others. Or the displacement, confiscation of tribal rights, assimilation and ill-treatment of tribals such as those in Andaman Islanders. And with regard to political systems, controversies across the world between the tribal customary laws and mainstream law, these are also the instances of ethnocentrism. Similarly, religion-based ethnocentrism is also not very uncommon. Mainstream religions exhibit ethnocentrism one against the other, and there are sects within each religion that also show the kind of ethnocentrism, trying to showcase that their own belief system, their own ways of life, and their own customs, traditions are superior to the others. It goes by the belief that our beliefs are beliefs and others' beliefs are superstitions. Similarly, you can also add several other kinds of ethnocentrisms. Rural-urban ethnocentrism, you have occupational ethnocentrism, gender-based ethnocentrism, caste-based ethnocentrism, language-based, nationality-based, sect-based, and this list is not exhaustive. What you must highlight there is the feature of ethnocentrism exhibits the basic nature of Homo hierarchicus, the Homo sapiens, as a hierarchy-loving entity, a hierarchy-loving species, and ethnocentrism strengthens this hierarchical system that is prevailing in Homo sapiens. Now, coming to anthropology, how anthropology is looking at ethnocentrism. See, anthropology is equipped to address the situation because of several strengths, several objectives and methodologies it employs. I am here enumerating some of them. So this is how your flow of things in the answer should come. Say, for example, it uses cultural relativism for a better understanding of the others. That's where it strikes at the fact of ethnocentrism, trying to judge the other cultures, other peoples. Anthropology goes by the belief that one shall not judge the cultures, the belief systems, the rights and wrongs, the morality of the other cultures. Secondly, the concept of cultural relativism is prescribed by anthropology against ethnocentrism to have a harmonious living among the peoples and culture groups in especially multicultural societies. Thirdly, it tries to instill respect for different cultures such as tribal, rural, folk, etc. And of course, fourthly, it tries to preserve traditional knowledge, traditional belief systems, practices, and tries to codify them, tries to preserve them for the future. Because in a time of ethnocides, genocides, it becomes very essential that we preserve the cultural wealth that might be of use in the future generations. Above all, the discipline of anthropology works as an interlocutor, intermediary between the cultures that are otherwise at loggerheads with one another. Your answer in the later part should incorporate the other side of ethnocentrism, that is, the functional aspect of ethnocentrism. It might look to be funny that we are trying to ask you to write the functional aspects of ethnocentrism, but we have to go by this understanding in the discipline of anthropology. That functionalistic, utilitarian way of understanding, approach of understanding has been considered to be highly superior throughout anthropological history. And hence we have to bring in the functional aspects of ethnocentrism. And towards the end, of course, we will have to give suggest via media between extreme ethnocentrism and extreme cultural relativism, because as you know, cultural relativism also goes by its own grey areas. Now, apart from these, I recommend you some of the references that you may have to go through, so that not simply this particular topic, several other topics that are there in these sources can be of great use to you. For instance, as you can see on the screen, there is this topic called ethnocentrism and medical anthropology. This is one topic which comes very close to medical anthropology. Nevertheless, this can be a topic for your exam. There is one publication by USAID This is that publication, Social Anthropology by Dibab University, Ethiopia. I know this is a huge document running into 230 odd pages, but you can be selective here. Somewhere on page 112 or so, there is a specific writing on ethnocentrism. Nevertheless, as you scroll down, you would see good amount of information when you go to the index. That will be of great help to you for your UPSC exam. In fact, this particular book can also be used as a textbook. Of course, there are certain areas that may not be useful for UPSC anthropology. But then there are quite interesting topics, like, as you see on the screen, misconceptions about anthropology. That looks to be very interesting. I mean, these are the kind of areas that you must know in order to enhance your expertise in the subject. Apart from this, there is one other small document, as you can see on the board. Perspectives, an open introduction to cultural anthropology, 2nd edition by Nina Brown, and that is the publication of American Anthropological Association. This is also one write-up that helps you in answering questions on several concepts, including this concept of ethnocentrism. I hope you have liked this particular presentation. In the days to come, I will be publishing several other such videos having 2 or 3 questions per each video. Try responding, try writing. If at all you require any particular difficult area from the list of questions that I have published, try writing, liking, commenting, and then if at all you have not subscribed to SOCIN classes, kindly do subscribe. Have a great time ahead, especially for the students of UPSC main examination. Our prayers are with you to see to it that you clear the exam with flying colors. Thank you so much. SOCIN classes here.